Let's just think about your morning for a second. That alarm on your phone, flipping on the light switch, scrolling through the news. It all feels so normal, so simple, right? But what if I told you that every single one of those actions is built on a chain of world-changing ideas that go back thousands of years? Well, today, we're going to follow that chain and explore the crucial pivots that literally built the world you're living in right now.
So, let me start by asking you a question. What is the most complex object you own? Seriously, take a moment. Think about it. For most of us, I bet the answer seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, for almost everyone, it's this thing, right? The smartphone. And look, it is a marvel. It's a supercomputer that fits in our pocket. But to really grasp how complex it is, we have to stop thinking of it as just one object.
Because this is not just a phone. Come on, it's a library, it's a map, a compass, a printing press, all rolled into one tiny package. It's really the final link in this incredible long chain of ideas, and we are about to trace it all the way back to the very beginning.
So, let's start at the beginning. We're talking about the foundational ideas, the absolute game changers that made everything else we're going to talk about even possible. This is the spark of civilization.
Let's kick things off with the big one, the idea that ended 200,000 years of human wandering: agriculture. Before this, we were just constantly on the move, always chasing our next meal. Agriculture completely changed the game.
The moment we stopped chasing our food and started growing it, everything changed. Because of that single shift, we got permanent homes, we got villages, and we finally had the time to think about something more than just surviving. It was basically the invention of community itself.
Okay, so communities are forming, and that means ideas are bubbling up. But those ideas were often trapped, stuck in the minds of just a few people. That is, until the arrival of what you could call the first true viral technology, the printing press.
Before this machine, can you believe that knowledge was literally chained up? It was painstakingly copied by hand, mostly in monasteries. Well, the printing press broke those chains. For the very first time in history, ideas could spread like wildfire, and they sparked the Renaissance, the Reformation, basically a revolution in every mind they touched.
All right, so communities are formed and ideas are flying around. But to build the world we know today, civilization needed a new kind of power. This was the dawn of the engine of progress.
For thousands and thousands of years, human progress was limited by how strong a person or an animal was. And then, we learned how to tame lightning. We harnessed electricity.
And this was so much more than just light bulbs. With electricity, the world after dark was fundamentally changed. Forever. We built the power grid. Think of it like the circulatory system for our modern lives. It became this invisible energy that just fuels everything we do.
So we have this new power, but now we need a new way to build things. And that brings us to a concept that completely revolutionized how we make stuff: the assembly line. This was the invention of mass production.
Now, this wasn't just about building cars a little bit faster. Get this. The assembly line cut the time to build one car from over 12 hours down to just 90 minutes. And when that happened, something incredible followed. For the first time, complex goods became affordable for everybody, creating the economic engine for the modern middle class.
So, we've got a modern, powered world. The next big pivots were all about connecting that world and then conquering the diseases that had plagued it for centuries. It was about creating a truly global and much healthier planet.
So what's the ultimate connector? Well, it's the internet, of course. It's so much more than just a network of computers. It's the web that links every person, every device, and pretty much all of human knowledge into a single, accessible place.
Just think about the personal power this gives you. Right now, because of the internet, you can learn any skill you want from your couch. You can talk to practically anyone on the planet instantly. And you can hold a global library in the palm of your hand. It's incredible.
But all this progress doesn't mean a whole lot if we aren't healthy enough to enjoy it. So let's look at one of humanity's greatest enemies. In 1900, and for centuries before that, smallpox was a terrifying global killer. We're talking hundreds of millions of deaths. And the number of deaths from smallpox today? Zero. Zilch. It's gone. Because of vaccines. This revolutionary idea of teaching our own bodies how to defeat their deadliest enemies, we completely eradicated a disease that once terrified humanity. That is a total victory.
And that brings us to our final act, where innovation just starts happening at an exponential rate. Let's look at the rapid-fire succession of inventions that built our current reality, what we call the digital revolution.
And this is where the dominoes just start falling, one after another, super fast. First, the transistor makes electronics tiny. That makes the microprocessor possible, which puts an entire computer on a single chip. That computer needs an easy way to connect to others, so we get the World Wide Web. And finally, the smartphone bundles all of that together and puts all that power right in our pocket. You see, each step igniting the next one.
So from agriculture all the way to the smartphone, we've seen how each pivot built on the one before it. It's been an absolutely incredible journey, and it leads us, pretty naturally, to the next big question.
You know, when you really stop and think about it, these inventions aren't just dusty old history. They are the invisible architecture of your daily life. They are the code that runs our modern world, a continuous, incredible chain reaction of innovation. And that, right there, is the most powerful takeaway from all of this. Every single one of these pivots started as just an idea in someone's mind. It proves, without a doubt, that one brilliant idea can truly, literally, change the world. So the only question left to ask is, what's next?